Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Friday, the 8th of January. Continuing with Robert Murray McShane's readings, I was reading Matthew chapter 8 today. Jesus had finished the Sermon on the Mount and comes down from the mountain, goes about his business, starts off healing a man with leprosy, then a centurion comes to him and he heals the centurion's servant. And we're then told in verse 14, when Jesus came into Peter's house, he saw Peter's mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. He touched her hand and the fever left her. She got up and began to wait on him. And a couple of things struck me as I read that. I suddenly thought, here's Jesus going into Peter's house. And I thought, I don't often think about where Jesus actually lived. Where did he spend a lot of his time? Where did he sleep at night? Probably not just next to the pathway. Where did he eat? He didn't sort of pick up a burger along the way or packet of fish and chips next to the lake and eat on the road. He must have gone to people's homes. And throughout the Gospels, there are examples of this, but that must have happened often, where it's just not recorded. And so here he goes to Peter's house. And I suspect, as I read that he must have not just gone there for half an hour. He probably spent at least that night there, because people, later on we're told, when evening came, people came with all the sick. But he probably spent a couple of days there. And we see him going to various people's homes. He goes to the home of Martha and Mary and spends time with them. He goes into Simon's home, a Pharisee, and he goes to the home of Zacchaeus as well. The second thing that struck me is he goes in and he sees Simon Peter's mother-in-law sick, and he immediately heals her. Jesus comes into spaces and changes things for the better. We see that so clearly where he goes into Zacchaeus' home. And Zacchaeus says, Lord, if I'm giving half of what I've got to the poor, and if I've cheated anybody, I'm going to give them back. Here was a man who'd defined himself by his wealth, and suddenly it's almost Jesus comes, I don't need that definition. I have my own identity. I don't need my wealth. I'm prepared to get rid of it. Jesus comes and changes the situation. Peter's mother-in-law is sick. He heals her. And as we invite Jesus into our lives, he comes in and he changes them. Whatever there is that needs addressing, whatever there is that needs to be done, whatever there is that needs changing, Jesus will change it. And our life will be better for that. And then the third thing, as he heals Peter's mother-in-law, we're told that she got up and began to wait on him. She didn't get up and run off. So, I've been healed. Look how well I am. Wonderful. She started serving. And as Jesus works in us and changes us and brings us healing and wholeness, it's not for ourselves, it's so that we can continue to serve him and serve him better. And so I pray that you would have Jesus in your life, and that Jesus coming into your life would change it and make it better. And if he hasn't done that, ask him to. If you're not sure that Jesus is in your life, ask him to come in. He said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in. He will come into our lives. So ask him to come in and ask him to reshape our lives to make it better. And then we say, Lord, you've changed us. Now use us. And as we do that, we are blessed. Know that, live it, and know the blessing.